the max aspect ratio. Well, if we had... If we don't lock this, then if you like make your screen really wide, a screen size of 1 just looks ridiculous. Like that's a 1x1 screen. So let's go mess with the settings a little bit. Let's say we want like 1.5, and we want our then ortho width and max to be much smaller. Let's set them to those defaults. Yeah, we're basically back to where we were with our camera stuff. Which is good. I think I was able to reset our defaults and things are all working properly. Let's take a little bit and look what happens. I think as you can see, as you widen it up, you can't see as much above you. So if you had a wider screen, to a certain point, you'd kind of get tunnel vision. So what exactly do we want to do about that? Like, it seems like what we want to do is we want to allow you to see farther. We want to like lock. We do want to lock a little bit, right? But if you've got a wider screen or a taller screen, you should be able to see more, maybe. Like we should have a certain box that you can always see. I guess this is the box you can always see. So we could work with it. But is it going to cause a bunch of visual artifacts? Like if we do this sort of thing. I'm more thinking about these bushes like in the foreground and everything like that. Does it change where on the screen these foreground bushes appear? It doesn't look like it. We're also not seeing like a whole It actually looks okay. Yeah, that's fine. Alright. So let's check that out and all that stuff. Let's take a look at what the UI looks like in the same vein, like what we've got to do to fix the UI. Yeah, so the UI is not respecting like the black bars. If we do that sort of stuff. Which, I'm not sure if it's a big deal or not. So what should we do with those black bars and everything else? Is that a part of the camera setting itself? Maybe we don't want black bars, we want it to just keep going. Let's just see what happens if we turn off constraining the aspect ratio. Black bars will be added. Or if it just does weird stuff. Oh, it like warps the picture in order to make it fit. So if it's like super wide, you actually warp. You actually warp everything. No, it's not warping it. It's just it's allowing it to do crazy stuff. Well, I think pretty much what we should do is just set, like, if anybody's going to be playing the game, it's going to be between a certain aspect ratio, and if it's outside of that, like you're playing in a tiny little window, I'm not really too worried if everything looks a little weird. I just don't want... Better if the... Yeah, I guess a 1x1 is just fine. Like, if you're playing... I don't think anybody owns like a monitor that is taller than... I mean, I know people do have monitors like that, mainly for coding and the rest there. So the question would be, should we do something about the window? Window scaling options for the UI. It would definitely be better if this was... if this centered properly to this cutoff window. So we should set a minimum and maximum aspect ratio for the UI as well. So let's figure out how to do that. So I think it's inside of the core engine here. Let's see. It's going to be inside of runtime, web browser. We actually changed a lot of this stuff inside of it, so we probably want to just pop open WinMerge. I need to grab my clean version. No, I need to... Engine source, runtime, web browser. Dashkin, engine, source, runtime, web browser. So this was the set viewport size. And that's probably where we need to set it. Let's see. There's like allotted size, there's an offset. Well, it looks like it's our viewport right here, which is, we've got our we may be able to just adjust it inside of our code for our own UI. So do we have a got this Dashkin web window. Where are you? It is an S compound widget. Create web window, URL, z-index, start visible. Alright. Gotta go back in time and figure out, alright, so we need to, so we fixed the camera, now we need to fix the UI to lock to the same aspect ratios. So how exactly did we set this up? It's been quite a while since we've looked at all this. So creating the base UI page basically calls create web window, which Dashkin web windows. We have an array of windows. We've added widget context, widget content, which is this Dashkin web window, which is where are we actually making a browser though? We have this Dashkin web window constructs a new S web browser. That's what it looks like. And we bind a whole bunch to it. And an S web browser is a compound widget. This is just messy. So what can we actually call on, what is an S compound widget? It's an S widget. We have content scale. Do we have offset? So it should be swidget.h. So let's see, we've got paint, tick, focus, key down, key up, all that sort of stuff. Cursor queries, mouse button double clicks. Compute desired size. Let's see, is there a position? I mean, there's a scale, but there's got to be a freaking position on these things. What is this? So let's see. Is there anything with offset? Yeah, I don't see. Man. Alright, so is there like set offset for widget slate? Best way to dynamically reposition a slate widget? S window has move window to method. So let's take a look here. Create web window. This is a T-shared pointer of an S web browser. Get this is S-Dashkin web window, which is a compound widget. We've got a pointer to an S web browser. So Slate is just the UI stuff for Slate is really not fun to deal with. It's like put your widget inside a window and all that. So what are we putting this inside? We have an S box, 2 boxes here in case we want to style and position the object. So let's see, if we have the viewport is the thing that actually has this allocated geometry. So if we get the web browser window, the web browser window none of these have them defined. Oh, come on, where the hell is it? The sleep window that contains this widget, this must be stored as a weak reference. I mean, we could basically change the parent window, maybe. It'd be nice if you could have the exact same, UI stuff. The UI would follow exactly what the camera can do. But of course, that's not the case. Yeah, I like how this question has. The question is like, how do you constrain UMG's aspect ratio? And it's like, well, you'd have to do all this other crap. And I'm like, okay, thanks for answering. Now, how do you actually do that? It's like, crickets. That's pretty much how it always is, though. Like, pretty annoying that you'd think it'd be a pretty big part of it. So I think we're going to modify the web browser view so that we can actually fetch this thing. And I think it's the Slate parent window pointer. S window. So we can set the screen position. And size in screen space. Okay, so is this like, it's protected, so we can like, we've got new window 2, move window 2, and we also have reshape window, which is our new size and our new stuff. So we need to get the window off of the browser, and we need, when the aspect ratio changes, we need to change its shape as well, locking to specific things. So I think that we want it inside of the S web browser. Has got get browser view. I think it's the browser view that we want actually. So let's check this file out, make our modifications, and do it. These public, these are private. So let's see if this does anything for us. And yeah, we're splunking into core code, which is always a great place to be. It's not whenever we're modifying this core code, we are basically doing things that we shouldn't, for the most part. But we need to be able to resize our web windows without doing crazy shenanigans, and the only way I know how to do that is by getting the window, or at least it's a more correct version of this. We're gonna have to get our camera though somehow instead of our Dashkin UI. I guess for our UI we should have the camera call the UI and say, hey, lock to this sort of thing. Yeah, not really a whole lot of interesting work, but necessary work. So what we should have right now is our web window should be in screen space 0.25, 0.25, so it should be offset from the top left when we hit play. So in browser, let's see, browser view, and then we've got the slate parent window, pointer is null. The viewport. Well, let's see if this thing actually even gets set. Maybe it doesn't have a window until later. Yeah, it's not set. Alright, so browser window though. Ah. Alright, so that doesn't work. Viewport interface for rendering the page. No. No, that's not right. It's better just like we could skip doing some of this stuff, but it's better just not to. So web browser window is a thing. So I don't think, yeah. I think what we need to do is wrap this thing in a web window or a window ourselves inside of our UI. So let me just see if we just make this a S window, if that does anything for us. Because I'm not a Slate person. I think Slate is... I hate Slate. Like instead of Slate, they should have just made web. They should have just put WebKit in here and have it fully supported. Because it's like, it's UI. What thing on the planet has the most UI? Web browser. Well, that's a window wrapping this thing. So we have to, in order to actually assign stuff, like, this is just the most ugly, horrible crap. I just absolutely abhor all this shit with Slate. You have to use assign new, and it's like using this stupid ass shorthand. And let's see if we can even do what options are there for S window, because we want the background to be transparent and like all that sort of stuff. God, why did Unreal forums have to be so freaking slow? I mean, I want an empty window. Like, how do you know this is swindow.h? Like, where's the damned reference on this object to actually tell you what you can do with it? Like, I guess we want to set like that. Is pop-up window should be true. Initial opacity is initially. I guess there's dot type, and we want window type. Ah, this is just annoying. Like, I guess all the slate arguments are the things. Like, I mean, I just want a pop-up window that doesn't do anything. I just want to move my fucking. I just want to move a piece of UI and then scale it. Like, this is so dumb. Where's the? It's just so frustrating sometimes when you're just like, I just want to move something and I know exactly where it should be and I know how wide it should be, and it's like, no, there's like 20 systems to handle that for you. It'd be like, no, I don't need 20 systems to handle it for me. I just want to set it. And of course, I'm doing it wrong because Slate is just fucking weird with how you create everything. I'm also not a fan of any of this macro coding weirdness with Slate, where in order to like make a new thing and call the functions on it, you like chain these things together with brackets and all this like crazy shenaniganry. And it's like, whoever made this syntax up, just die in a fire. Whatever happened to just new window and then just having a variable and then being able to construct it there? Alright, so let's make sure we can actually move this thing around. Oh yeah, there's a lot of salt. There's always salt. It's like the Cavs lost last night. There's a lot of salt going on.